On Studio 5, we preach that fitness is for all ages and all stages, and we stand by that, especially for older adults. The CDC claims that regular physical activity is one of the most important things you can do for your health. But many, once you enter the older stages of life, your confidence in entering a gym space might start to fade. Studio 5 fitness contributor Emily Nelson is here to tell you that it doesn't need to. She says now is the best time to invest in your physical well-being. She joins me here to remind us that there is a place for nanas in the fitness world. Welcome, Emily.
Thanks, Dalen.
You are telling us that nanas don't need to feel out of place.
Listen, Dalen, I am so passionate about this subject. I love it so much. I've taught fitness in different gyms for the last 18 to 20 years, and I've been in big cities, I've been in small towns, I've been in big box gyms, boutique gyms, and one constant is that nanahood, older adult population showing up in the gyms, and it is so inspiring, and I love them so much, and I don't think they realize how much that inspires people of younger ages to take care of themselves. I want to be that. I see that and I'm like, I want to be able to move. I want to be able to show up. So what can I do now to get there? And it's so inspiring to people.
It's such a respect thing, right? Like we respect their effort, we respect their guide. How, if they're not feeling confident in those moments in actually maybe getting back to the gym, how would you suggest they build that confidence?
Yeah, well, first of all, have you seen like 55 plus, 60, 70-year-olds these days? I mean, they are absolutely slaying it. I'm so inspired with how they are. So number one, they should walk in confident. But I think the biggest thing is, why not now? Like say to yourself, like I'm gonna walk in because this is a time where you do have more time in your day. If you're retired, kids aren't in the home anymore, you have more time to invest into yourself. And that's a really great time to do that. It's about getting those relationships and showing up, and it's just so powerful. And so I think just knowing you have a place there, you're respected, and also this is a time where you can put that into yourself, and I love that.
It's that self-care, it's that sense of purpose, it's that social interaction as well as feeding your physical needs as well. I think that encompasses this idea that you're preaching.
Yeah.
Now we know the benefits of exercise, but what are the benefits of exercise later in life? Do those change and later in the stages of life?
Well, it's a saying that I say that is like, keep moving to keep moving. I have so many participants who I have talked to over the years who are in that older adult population, and I talked to an 85-year-old man at the gym the other day, and he said to me, he was like, I said, so tell me, why do you show up? It was kind of a younger gym, and I was like, you know, why do you show up every day? You're 85. And he's like, I gotta put gas in the tank, I gotta oil the engine, I can't get rusty. He's like, honestly though, like, the first thing to go is mobility and balance and, you know, muscle mass and those things. And so you've got to keep just showing up. So as dumb as it sounds, it's like, keep moving to keep moving, which is honestly for all of us, right?
I was going to say that is advice that I think you give to Nana specifically in this moment, but it can be for all of us.
Oh, absolutely.
All of us in every situation.
And I also think, so one thing about being retired or whatever, you kind of feel this like lack of purpose. I've seen that with my parents too. And so having something to like accountability to show up and have a time, and also that schedule, and then that community like you talked about a little bit earlier, having those people surrounding you, people are excited to see you, talk to you, you're meeting people, you know, older than you, younger than you, and that's the power of the gym, as much like negativity as it gets. But you just start to like talk to people, and it just builds you up in a way that's like for your mental well-being.
So how can nanas start and take that first action step? What would you say is the best place for them to start? Okay,
so the first thing I would say is everything's more fun with a friend, an accountability partner. I mean, I tell people that anyways, if you're gonna start fitness, I would say 2 is better than 1, 5 is better than 2. Like getting people that you can spend time with. So not only are you working out, you're nurturing those relationships, which is so fun. You're getting to get deeper with people. So having an accountability partner is like the #1 thing.
Okay, and you say it's most important during this stage of life to do weight-bearing cardiovascular exercises that keep the heart healthy and strong. What classes do you suggest women do specifically, maybe to to support that?
Yeah, so weight-bearing cardiovascular exercise is something like walking, dancing, just anything where they're kind of moving step. And so there's so many classes. And what I say, I think it can be intimidating to walk into a gym and see people that are much younger than you and everything. But honestly, do what you can. Own what you can do. I have people say to me, like, I am not going to the ground, or I am never coming up. And I'm like, absolutely, do what works for you.
Do what works for you.
And you'll show modifications and modify. But there's dance classes, there's step classes, there's bar classes, all of those things, which are so important for your heart health. But next, what's so important is that resistance training.
I was going to ask, is there other options if someone's not comfortable with
Yes.
dancing, if someone's not comfortable with the step class, what are the other options?
Yes, so important. Like I said, the first things to go are balance and muscle mass. So resistance training is so important, but I'm not saying go in the gym and pick up those heaviest weights you got. Like, this is not realistic. We're for longevity. That's what we're all trying to do, right? For longevity. And so it's about maybe using a resistance band, or even resistance exercises, squats and lunges with your own body weight. Like, when you hear resistance, I think you think like, oh, I got to pick up the weights, which great if you've done that consistently and you're there, but it's just about continuing to keep the muscle mass that you already have by continuing to work on that.
And you say there are plenty of resources for nanas. Where do we find these resources?
Yeah, so I think the first thing, if you already go to a gym, like, ask them. They have trainers in there that are specific to these sort of training styles, and you want to make sure someone is certified to treat you well and like what you need for your programming. But honestly, online there are a million free. If you went into Google, we love the internet, don't we?
We love the Google.
We love the
it.
Google. But if you were like exercises for, you know, whatever you're looking for, this stage of life or this, things will come up. Just make sure that it is backed by someone who is certified and has accreditation in like older adult population and things like that. And then there's a million things you can do. And honestly, like we said, it's just about moving. And for me, I went hiking all over like different national parks this summer, and almost everybody I saw was like this retired couples, right?
So they're simply getting outside and moving their bodies.
Yes, and I was like, this is how I want to be, but I got to do things now that's not just about like aesthetic goals or things. If I want to be doing this in my 70s, then I've got to be taking care of my body now. And so it is so inspiring, and it's just about the consistent, moderate, you know, exercise for our whole well-being.
You got to move to move.
Yep.
You got to move to move. Thanks, Emily. Where can we find more from you?
Yep. You can see me at High Fitness Emily on Instagram.
Hi Fitness Emily. You can find her there. Thanks, Em.
Thanks.
You can rewatch this segment on our website, studio5ksl.com. You can find past segments from Emily there too. Type in Emily Nilsson in your search bar and follow along as she coaches you through workouts, upper body, lower body, or core, and you'll find a variety of workouts on our website.